One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his maximum cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and paves his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Yes, sir. Let's get it in this morning. Shout out to all of you guys. Hopefully you guys are all having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever the hell you guys are from, man. Much love, honor, respect, everybody. I had this a little loud because last night I hosted a debate where I had to like time the people on the panel. So I was using that right there. If you guys watched last night's debate, you guys obviously know what the ordeal is. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. We've got an interesting one. Israel issues evacuation warning as it deepens attack on Lebanon. And I think that some of you guys may or may not be up to date with a lot of what's going on in the main, it is in the mainstream news, obviously, but what's going on around the world. Hence why I love doing world news, politics around the world. So what we're really going to do is we're going to dive deep into this real quick. Full transparency. We're going to be watching this off of, I don't know if it's Al Jazeera English, which is they're funded in whole or in part by the Qatari government, just so everyone knows where it's coming from. They actually have a very big news audience here. They have 14.5 million subscribers. It's actually the first time I've ever come across them was when I was doing research for this very show. So as you guys can see, I'm hitting that like, hitting that subscribe. So YouTube, I'm doing it right over here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So let's go ahead and review said footage because this is some crazy ass shit, man. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Welcome to the program. We begin this news hour in Lebanon, where Israel has launched its largest wave of attacks in years. This was the moment when an Israeli airstrike hit.
Whoa! All right, that's already big time right there.
Years. This was the moment when an Israeli airstrike hit southern Lebanon, sending people running for cover.
Good to see you, Big Joe.
It's just one of numerous explosions in the area in just the past few hours.
Good to see you, Shadow, as well.
Israel has been warning civilians in Lebanon to move away from what it claims are places being used to store weapons used by Hezbollah. The military has been sending text messages, placing recorded calls and issuing warnings over the radio. It says it will bomb houses where it suspects weapons are being stored.
This is an advance warning for your own safety and the safety of your family.
Oh, this is a spokesperson for the Israeli military.
Villages located in and next to buildings and areas used by Hezbollah.
So what he just said is, motherfuckers, you got to evacuate. Let me bring it back a little bit. I'm going to make sure I got the captions on as well so that you guys can follow along just as easy.
The safety of your family. We advise civilians from Lebanese villages located in and next to buildings and areas used by Hezbollah for military purposes.
I know, Steve, it's terrible.
Such as those used to store weapons to immediately move out of harm's way for their own safety.
We're covering this story from all sides.
That's no joke, straight jacket.
In southern Lebanon, where Israeli airstrikes have been taking place. Dorsa Jabari will bring us the mood from the capital, Beirut. And from
Real quick, right before we do that, do me a huge favor, everybody. Hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. And also make sure you guys are subscribed down below. And if you guys want to help out the show, not only just becoming members and stuff like that, all of it gets shouted out, by the way, all the super chats and all that. But if you guys would like to help out the show, man, because of honestly, the nature of what we're discussing right now, I'll most likely be demonetized on this video. So I will be fully funded by you guys, most likely. So I have that scrolling down below. I very much appreciate you guys, your guys' patronage, and all the help and support that you guys have been showing to the Insane Wheels channel, man. I'm very honored.
Amman, Zain Bazravi will tell us what the Israeli army is saying. And of course, we'll have the latest on Israeli attacks in Gaza with Tarek Abu Azoum. But we begin with this from Zaina Khoda, who is near the city of Tyre, where large explosions have been taking place this morning.
Good to see you, Dark Horse.
There's a lot of panic. As you can see, people are leaving the area because there's been another Israeli airstrike.
Oh,
These
man.
airstrikes have been happening since the early hours of the morning, in fact, in recent days. And we are very, very close to the southern city of Tyre. That is a very densely populated city, some 25 kilometers.
Hi, good to see you, as well
border.
as Aaron. Kind sir, appreciate you. Hopefully
The
all
feeling
is well.
here is that the Israeli military wants to drive people out of southern Lebanon, causing another crisis that could be used as leverage against Hezbollah. We're not able to reach the site of the strike. There's a lot of chaos here. They are worried that there's going to be another strike.
What's up, brother Lee Lance?
There's panic and chaos. We are very close to one of the most densely populated cities in the south of the country.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Is moving beyond the border.
I mean, it's already bad enough if they can like literally explode pagers and shit. Oh, it's full on. It's full on right now. Oh my God.
More intense.
It's only going to get worse and worse.
Let's go straight to Imran Khan, who is also
better.
in southern Lebanon, where the Israeli military have launched a wave of new attacks. And we saw
Danny, very funny observation. I actually did that this morning. I brewed my coffee at like 9:15, right? And then I kept the lid off of it and I just swirled it around, I swear to God, for like 20 minutes until I could drink it. So, hey, listen, man, we're doing it out here. You know what I mean? Yep. Much love, honor, respect, Danny. Appreciate you for being here.
In Tyre after the aftermath of a strike just in the last hour or so. Israeli strikes have been increasing in southern Lebanon over the last few days. But as of this morning, it sounds like the situation has really intensified even further.
I got to agree. Straight jacket.
Well, just in the last 5 minutes alone, we just saw an airstrike just take place, perhaps a drone strike just over the ridgeline over there, where you can see perhaps the blackened cloud set against the white clouds that are up above is where it took place. That's actually the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon's base in front of it. It's quite far away from where that site is. And this has been happening since 6:30 a.m. At 6:30 a.m., I was woken up by the sound of at least 10 strikes going on around.
Morning, Rebecca.
Actually witnessed
Good
one
to
of them
see
when
you over there in Canada.
to my balcony. That continued across southern Lebanon. In that first wave, they said 150, the Israeli army said 150 strikes taken place. Then there was another wave around about 8:15 GMT. That was about 2 hours and 15 minutes ago.
General Mountain Time.
Now, the Israelis said that was another 150, bringing it up to 300. But they're still continuing. You see just in the background there, those strikes are still continuing. Now, the Lebanese are very, very concerned about this. The government has closed schools across southern Lebanon. Hospitals are now on high alert, and all non-essential surgery has been cancelled. And in fact, the UN peacekeepers are sending their families that are living in that base north across the Litani River.
And Imran, what are people saying about these text messages the Israelis have been sending to people to move away from areas where Hezbollah has weapons? I mean, the suggestion that most ordinary Lebanese people will have that knowledge of where Hezbollah's weapons are being kept is ludicrous, isn't it?
I appreciate you, Danny. Always.
Not even Hezbollah units know where the other units' weapons
Wow.
are being kept.
Hold on.
So
I got to take
Hezbollah
a
is very
second
disciplined.
to go ahead and give a big shout out. That actually reminds me, I screwed up yesterday on yesterday's show. I actually wasn't even thinking that I would receive a donation or anything from doing the debate last night. Brother Lee Lance just donated $5 to the Cash App, and he did the same yesterday for that show. You know what I mean? So thank you, kind sir. It absolutely goes so damn far, man. Thank you for that.
Organization.
Sincerely.
But this wasn't just text messages. People have been getting phone calls. They've been getting phone calls on their mobile phones, on landlines. They've also, radio broadcasts have been hacked. And the warning is very, very stark. If you're inside or near a building used by Hezbollah to store weapons or combat equipment, you must evacuate the building and move away from it immediately. Anyone who is near Hezbollah elements or weapons is putting itself at risk. Most people don't know where those weapons are.
Exactly that, Straight Jacket, 100%.
Anywhere
Guys,
near
good
them.
to
Also,
see you, bro.
you have to
Over there on
understand the
Twitch,
power
man. I got to
of-
give a quick shout out to all the Twitch family over there, man. Been streaming over there for many of years and still got some amazing friends and family that come through. So good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Sincerely. It's always good to see the BV fam come around. You know what I mean?
These strikes, if they go into a civilian area, the blast radius is actually quite massive. So you may well get stuck, you may well be injured within that blast radius, and you're nowhere near a Hezbollah site.
And Imran, finally, if you can just briefly talk us through the area
Very good question.
that's been affected
Very good
by
question.
the Israeli strikes so
Something
far.
that we would all like to
we're
know.
talking about an area that is quite populated, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very densely populated, but a lot of people
I
have
do
actually
have a
fled. Now,
rumble. I do have a rumble. I used to upload when I first started YouTube and stuff like that with Hollywood. We had a podcast that was labeled Beat Can Podcast, Bikers Exploring Anything They Can. And that was a great show. It was a great show. And we used to upload that onto Rumble as well. So I don't know if it's just under as Beat Can. I think it is Beat Can Podcast. I'm going to have to make my own YouTube or my own Rumble channel for the Insane Wheels page. I should definitely do that. That's something that I actually, you gave me an idea. That's something that I definitely should be doing. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Where I am in Ibn Saki, which is near the town of Majayoun, there's only about 30% of people who are left there, but they are making an assessment every single day as to whether they should leave. That's happening across southern Lebanon. But now this war is being taken to places like the Tir governorate. Now, that's where people were supposed to flee to. Now, if you're bombing what is supposedly a safe area, people are like, where do we go from here? It's echoes of Gaza
wow.
once again. People
Brother
are
Straight
worried
Jacket, handing over. That is so funny. So he's saying we just passing these $1 around to each other. Hey, listen, Straight Jacket just sent over 5 of those then. So $5 he sent over the Cash App, man, for $1 dues. That counts for 5 of y'all right there. Boom. You know what I mean?
If they leave here and they go to the Tir government and that gets attacked, and it has been significantly and several times today, not the city itself, but
thank you,
areas
Straight Jacket,
around
by
it,
the way.
including Hosh. Those are supposed to be the safe areas. So people are now very, very panicked.
Good to see you, Lissa,
Add into
as
that
well as
what I was
Huggy.
reporting earlier
Corey as
about
well,
schools
man.
being closed, about hospitals stopping all non-essential
Oh,
surgery.
yeah.
Lebanon
Ryan Dawson is
very
really
much
educated
gearing
in
up
this shit.
for something to come in today
I follow him
and
as
in
well.
the coming days that will precipitate at least a medical crisis.
Okay, for now, thank you, Imran
Appreciate
Khan,
you,
there
brother.
for us in southern Lebanon. Let's cross over to Dorsa Jabari. She is in the capital of Lebanon, in Beirut. And as we were hearing there, Dorsa, from Imran, our correspondent Imran Khan, a lot of concern coming from the government there.
That's
the
dope.
Lebanese prime minister has spoken. What exactly has he had to say?
Chuck, good to see you, my man. Always good. Ghost Eagle as well.
Yes, the
Damn, Hook
Lebanese
Dog.
caretaker
Damn,
prime
you guys
minister
coming in
Najib
thick.
Mikati has said during a cabinet meeting that this is now a war of extermination in every sense of the word, and a destructive plan that aims to destroy Lebanese villages and towns. And they called on the United Nations.
That's a pretty woman right there reporting.
And also countries that have influence over Israel to really pressure the government in Israel to stop this aggression. He said that he said that his government is working to stop this new Israeli war and avoid as much as possible falling into the unknown. His words come at a very, very tense time here. Over the past hour, we have heard from the
Hey,
Lebanese
Steve, remind me, I got a
minister
song that I'm going
who
to play at the very end for you, specifically just for you, homie. All right? Just for you. Just remind me.
says that they have taken the decision to close a number of schools, universities, and educational institutions in parts of Beirut,
Yes, absolutely,
as well as
Lee.
in the
Absolutely.
southern suburbs of Beirut,
Already on
and
the
in
way.
the Bekaa Valley, as well as in the south of Lebanon. So we have had
some crazy ass shit going on in Lebanon right now.
Daycare centers and schools to ask.
Now, let me ask you the general consensus of the chat. All right. Well, whoa, holy shit. Wow. We just got Brother Steve with the 5 gifted memberships right there, dude. That's humongous. Wow. Thank you, kind sir. That goes a long way, man. 5 of y'all now can hang out and have a great time on Saturday mornings with us for the members only live streams, man. Thank you, kind sir. Steve, I really, really appreciate that, man. That goes very far. So, general consensus. I know that this is going to be something that's kind of hard to answer for everybody. But what is your guys' general consensus of this whole ordeal so far? What's your guys' general consensus? Do you guys think one is more on the right? One is, do you think they're both wrong? Do you think they're both right? Do you think they both, what are your guys' thoughts about this whole ordeal so far? I'm interested.
Their children.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, my man.
As we speak, at the same time, we also have heard from the information minister who said that as part of the psychological war, his office also received a phone
good to
call
see you.
asking them
Thank
to
you for being here.
evacuate the building by the Israeli AI-generated phone calls that they've been getting these messages. So he said, but they have not evacuated any government buildings. Their work continues as usual, and this is yet another escalation on the part of the Israelis to increase their psychological warfare against the Lebanese public.
Dawson, to pick you up on that, I mean, that's quite a worrying point, isn't it? That messages are going to people within Beirut, in the capital city. It's not just been happening in southern Lebanon. Is this just psychological warfare, or perhaps more than that? Could this be a real physical threat to the capital?
My man came all the way over on YouTube, man. I got to give a shout out to you, man. We got the BV family from Twitch, man, that came over to YouTube. Man, what an honor. What an honor. Absolutely.
Well, if it is, people here are standing firm. A number of people we've spoken to just in various neighborhoods in Beirut say, first, they're not going anywhere, and that they are not afraid of Israel, that this is not the first time that they are being confronted with the threat of war again with Israel, and that they will continue to stand their ground, that there's nothing Israel can do that will push the civilian population out of Beirut. At least that's where we've been talking to most people. There is a sense here that things are certainly escalating, but this attempt by Israel to create a sense of panic among the general population is something that is not new to the Lebanese people, and that they're going to continue with their life as usual. But of course, they are worried about what is to come.
Okay, thank you for that. Dorsa Jabari there for us live in Beirut. We can speak now to Zain Basravi. He's live in Amman because the Israeli government has banned Al Jazeera from reporting inside Israel. So Zain, clearly an uptick.
She also has some beautiful eyes. Damn. I think I've heard this guy report before, like from over there. But I may be wrong. But he looks familiar.
Of strikes this morning and attacks in southern Lebanon. What are you hearing about this from the Israelis?
Well, just in the last hour, the Israeli military has updated its figures. They've given updates about the military activity they've been carrying out across the border into Lebanon this morning. They've said over 300 targets that they describe as Hezbollah targets were attacked in Lebanon.
Holy wars.
Dozens of targets were in villages scattered across the countryside, and they have been under attack. We've seen video showing plumes of smoke rising over the countryside, rising over villages and populated areas, and it's become all too common in the past few days. And along with these strikes, growing in number, growing in frequency, is a chorus of voices across the spectrum in Israel, from the military, from the government, including the foreign ministers.
I'm sorry for being late on this. Wow, man. Got to give a big shout out to John Green for the $5 saying dues on Cash App, man. Thank you so much, man. This shit adds up so much faster and way more than you guys even understand. Like, thank you guys. You guys are the whole reason why I can even do this shit. So honestly, and that's no cap, right?
It's not the cap.
Not capping. So appreciate you guys.
Defense minister, the president, the foreign minister, and they're all saying the same kind of thing. They are saying that this is out of self-defense. They are pushing the idea that Lebanese people are being made human shields by Hezbollah, by armed groups. And this is really what they're trying to sell. And all
I love Brother Chuck. Be good, my man.
Manufacture doubt about what is actually happening, about trying to paint what is essentially offensive military action being carried out by Israel into Lebanon and painting it as defensive, which we know is not the case. And we know simply with the scale of violence that what Israel is doing is disproportional. It is consistent with violations of international law. And it is what we have seen in the past in Gaza, in the West Bank, and now in communities across the border in Lebanon.
That's crazy. Saying the worrying thing is we've seen this entire playbook from the Israelis before in Gaza to justify hitting civilians. It warns people to get out of the way via text messages, flyers, and so on. And then when it does hit civilians, it says Hamas, or in this case Hezbollah, is hiding behind the civilians. Are we about to see the same thing happen in Lebanon?
I don't blame you on that, Danny.
Well, that is really what is worrying. First of all, there's a bit of hypocrisy to this. The entire nation is technically people that are expected to join the ranks of the Israeli military. The Ministry of Defense of Israel is in the heart of Tel Aviv. So painting these areas with the brush of human shields, of saying every part of the country is a potential target because it's simply in a country where they have an armed group that they're trying to fight, is deeply worrying. And what Israel does, the playbook, as you say, is to send text messages, send calls, hack into technology, radio transmission, issue warnings that are essentially threats.
I get that, Steve.
Followed up by pounding 100%. From
that's
the
me
sky,
too.
and then go in with ground.
Can I really say fully, like uncensored, how I feel about it? I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go that route. I think everyone here pretty much understands my point of view and my worldview on majority of problems.
We've seen this in Gaza, we've seen this in the West Bank, and that is what everyone is looking to now with serious concern that is what could come next in Lebanon. Now, military officials have been asked whether that is the case. Some have been vague, others have said outright that that is not what is being planned at the moment. But we know what Israel says and does can deviate from moment to moment.
Okay, thank you for that. Zain Basravi there for us in Amman. Let's bring in our defense editor, Alex Gatopoulos. Alex, good to see you. So let's go straight to that point that Zain made. Is a land incursion coming next? What exactly is Israel up to?
Well, and this is going to be the question. Israel
very interesting there, Aaron, huh?
Invaded Lebanon in 2006, which was primarily an war.
Huggy, shout out to you, bro. Thank you, my man.
If you're trying to create a buffer zone,
I appreciate
you want to push everybody back, your air force can operate with near impunity. Hezbollah has very little ability to be able to shoot down Israeli aircraft, and so they can conduct strike after strike after strike, as what we're seeing now. Over 300 targets have already been hit today alone, and that's going to continue. So they can almost achieve what they're going to achieve without going in. If they go in on the ground, then they're playing to Hezbollah's strengths, which are small unit tactics, snipers, ambushes, and the terrain also is rocky. It favors anyone defending it. And Israel is likely to get bogged down. And not only that, the buffer zone will just move further back because Hezbollah will still have the ability to be able to fire missiles at Israel, but just from far
look
back.
At that fire
so
up there.
How far in do you go as Israel? You could end up
looks like a beautiful home.
Absolutely bogged down in some sort of quagmire, which they certainly don't want.
It does appear that Hezbollah has been forced into a corner here. What can it do? I mean, what is its ability to fight back at this point?
She was trying to find her words there.
They have fired rockets.
I do it all the time, so
Israel
I know
already, and just now, and also drones. Now, how many of those have got through? Well, Israel's obviously been anticipating this, and they've moved up air defense units to the north to be able to anticipate any kind of retaliatory attack. Now, we could have involvement from Hezbollah's allies in this as well, possibly from Iraq, possibly from Yemen, but that would have to be
You're absolutely right, Dwayne.
level of
It's been going on since exactly then. It's been forever. It's really nothing new. The only thing that's really kind of new about it is just technology just keeps advancing. I mean, we weren't blowing up pagers in the 60s and shit, right? You know what I mean? Like, technology definitely has come a long way, and so we're seeing different types of warfare around the world right now. And but yeah,
and as we've seen Hezbollah's
right, it's a holy war.
Organizational capabilities taking a hit, obviously, with this dramatic pager assassination attack, which injured thousands.
And what do you make of this latest strategy by the Israelis, sending text messages, phoning people, telling them to stay away from areas where Hezbollah has military weapons and so on? I mean, it sounds like we've seen this before in Gaza, but you don't think there's going to be a ground incursion. So what is the idea behind this?
I think it's unlikely. It could very well happen, but I think it would be less likely that they would do it. The text messages themselves, on the face of it, they're a warning. But it's also a targeting of fear in a way that you will receive a message saying we are going to bomb you and leave immediately, which is obviously going to instill tremendous fear in any civilian population. By the way, it's civilians who are receiving these messages. It's also, it's also a very good way to gather intelligence. The Israelis are very good at using AI military programs.
I just love how Israel, their military, is telling them what they should do for their own safety. Hey, we don't occupy and we don't own this land, but if you guys don't leave, you're all dying. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's essentially, I mean, dude, that's the nerve. Like, the actual, like, yo, this is what we're doing, homie.
Get
the fuck out of the way, you said.
Traffic, analyze data, analyze movements of people running away, and just seeing what they're running away from, and can infer targets from that as well. So, and it's also about a legal get-out clause as well. We said, well, we warned you,
Absolutely. We've seen them do that in Gaza. Okay, thank you for that. Alex Gatopoulos, our defense editor.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get
hey, they gave us some good news over there, man. I gotta give it up to them, you know what I mean? Like, that was some good shit, actually. Good reporting. Listen, man, I feel bad for both sides of the equation. Ultimately, I think both are totally let's just say that they could be doing both of them. They could be making way smarter decisions than what they're doing. I don't think it's right. I don't think any of it's right. I think it's all sorts of fucked up. But listen, it's nothing that I can actually change myself. It's not something that I try to work myself. I try not to work myself about it, over it, you know what I mean? Because it really is a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of moving pieces within, let's just say, one nation such as Israel, right? There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of people involved, and a lot of our money is involved, right? So it's as the United States. So yeah, man, it can be very frustrating to watch, almost like as a sideline, but I'm not there, you know what I mean? Obviously. So, but yeah, man, what do you guys think about it? I want to make sure you guys, say what you guys think about the whole situation. It is unfortunate, in my opinion, all the way around. I agree with the statement, war is hell. Yes, it is. It absolutely is hell. You know what I mean? And but it is something that is, I understand, a necessary evil within the world. I mean, we're talking not what's ideal, but what is realistic, right? War is just going to be something that is always going to be a thing. And people say that, oh, there's different war crimes. And yes, there is. But the thing is in war, dude, there is no fucking rules. Why would anybody want to abide by some fucking rules when it's full on warfare? You know what I mean? Like, they don't care. They don't care about any of that shit. You know what I mean? But I cannot thank you guys enough for, I mean, shoot, man, I cannot thank you guys enough for the donations. Brother Steve Easy gifting over memberships over to you guys, man. I can't thank him enough for that. Man, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for the amount of love, the amount of support that you guys continue to prove and show and put into the actual, Insane Wheels channel. Huggy, thank you for the donation as well as Straight Jacket. You know what I mean? You guys are, it goes a long way. Brother Lee, appreciate you as always. It's always something that, listen, man, all this shit, it's not like I don't, I really, really, really appreciate all of the support that I get from you guys. So I can't thank you enough. Make sure you guys follow me at my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post all the behind the scenes shit of not only myself, but of the show and stuff like that. Also, make sure you guys are liking the video, #1 metric of all of YouTube. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed down below. There's about 40% of you guys that are not actually subscribed to the channel that watch. So make sure you guys hit that sub button, man. It means the absolute world. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support. And guess what, man? We will see you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully you all have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Much love, honor, and respect, everybody.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in its soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, Insane Wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane Wheels hears battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. Oh, legend in the